Hey, I'm Dan Schell, author of the book 9 Years of Rock, the story of the concerts at the Erie County Fieldhouse. And in today's video, we're going to talk about a great blues band that came out of Boston, the Geils Band. Now, Geils Band was formed in 1967, and they got their first record contract in 1968 from Atlantic Records. At the time, Peter Wolf, the lead singer, he told Atlantic before they signed the contract that he had one demand before they signed, and it was that they be signed only to the Atlantic label, not one of their subsidiaries. Now, Peter's reasoning was this. He had been an avid record collector for 15 years, and most of his records in his collection were on the Atlantic label and covered a lot of the early black artists from the late 40s and 1950s. He was a big fan of that sound, and that sound influenced the band as well as his antics on stage. So they signed with the Atlantic record label. In the early 1970s, Peter Wolf handled a lot of the business aspects of the band. One good example is when the band got booked outside of Boston one night, and Peter and the road manager went to see the young promoter who had booked them. Now, the promoter had bad news. He said, "Someone has stolen my car, and in that car was all the money I was going to use to pay you guys as well as the opening bands tonight. Now, I've already talked to the opening bands, and they've agreed to take a little bit less, and I was hoping that you guys would too." Now, Wolf looked at the guy in the eye and he said, "Tell me, what type of car do you drive?" To which the guy replied, "A Porsche." To which Wolf replied, "Don't tell me about your effing Porsche. Just give us our goddamn money." Well, the guy reaches into his suitcase and he pulls out a wad of money. Peter Wolf grabs that wad and just hands it to his road manager and says, "Count it," all the time looking straight at that promoter. The promoter says, "I want you to know this is the most unprofessional act that I've ever encountered." To which Wolf replies, "I don't want to hear your opinion about what unprofessional acts are. You stand out in front of that stage tonight and you watch us." The Geils Band will go on to play tons of other shows over the years for a lot more than just $600. Luckily for us, they came to the Fieldhouse in 1974 and then returned in 1979. For more stories like these, tune into my YouTube channel or go to www.9yearsofrock.com or eriecountyfieldhouse.com, where you can find the book and more videos. Thanks a lot. I'm Dan Schell, and we'll see you next time.